internet? Welcome back to Shaggin Balls, a baseball discussion podcast between baseball fans. We have a Yankee fan, a Mariner fan, a Cardinal fan, and last and very sadly, a Padre fan. We've all come together and we love talking baseball. We like to really highlight our own teams in a lot of discussions because that's what we know. We're personal fans of our own teams, but we're also general fans of the entire sport. And we're all missing baseball right now. I feel like I have to say that every time we get together, but it's a sad fact of life right now. But we hope it comes back soon and that we can have an enjoyable 2020 and then many seasons after that as well.
Tell us when and where.
Yeah, when and where.
When and where.
So, as always, we are the four talking idiots. We're all joined. I'm Jake, your co-host, the number one idiot. My number two idiot is the one who's a Mariner fan, Kasey.
What's up, Go Ams?
Number three is we got Jrob repping St. Louis.
Yeah. Go.
And then we have the Bronx Bomber himself, Pete, repping.
What's up? Cardinals suck.
All right.
I do want to give a special shout out to one of our great listeners, Braden Thorpe. He is live watching us right now. Hey, Braden, you're awesome. Thanks for support.
Love you.
Braden is great. He put in Murderers Row Baby in the chat. And it's one of the only comments. You guys feel free to swing by the Twitch stream when we're live, usually on Monday night. Sometimes we'll have a bonus episode like tonight where we're recording on Thursday night. But you can come find us at twitch.tv/shagginballs. Otherwise, you can follow us on the Twitter. We're at Shagginballs PC. And again, you can at Kasey on that because he runs it. And so you can give him all the M's crap you want or talk about Edgar Martinez.
Don't flame the M's, please. No, please don't flame the M's.
And then you can also follow the YouTube where you can see the VOD of the stream and see a lot of the pack openings live, which we recommend seeing that in the video format. That's Shaggin Balls on YouTube. And then you can always email us your questions. And yes, we still have a streak of 6 now. It has increased. We have not received a single email. I'm going to have to email our own podcast.
Well, I'm going to start making fake emails.
Yeah. I'm going to make up an email
account.
and then email it. Yeah.
Please email me something to do. I check them every day. Please email me any M slander you want.
And just to verify what Jake was saying or to go further into detail, when he said Braden Thorpe with some of the only comments in our chats, it wasn't for this episode. That was for all episodes. So yeah, jump in anytime you feel like you want to. So
well, we just had a second commenter. We had a Let's Go Cards by A. Robbie.
Wow.
We love our viewers, but
Never heard of her. Anyways, the last thing I just want to get out before we go into our pack openings is what the actual email address is so you guys can reach out to us. And that's shagginballspodcast@gmail.com. So feel free to hit us up on any one of those that you prefer. We are out there and on Spotify and on a lot of various different podcast platforms. I just learned tonight that we might be actually on iTunes or Apple Podcasts finally. So that's good to hear.
That's actually
kind of 1 and 2 spot on the podcast platforms. So we're out there. And without further ado, we're going to get into our pack openings. If you don't know what our pack openings are, I'll kind of briefly discuss it. The idea is to start collecting players like a fantasy format kind of thing, but we're doing it randomly through pack openings. Once one player pulls one person, like a Max Scherzer, if I were to pull Max Scherzer this week, and then Kasey were to pull him after me, I would have the rights to Max Scherzer, and therefore Kasey could not use him. So let's hope that actually happens tonight, because that'd be a great prediction. But that's kind of the idea. We're going to come up with fun themes once the season gets going. But right now, there's not much to do. We're just enjoying collecting our players. There's a lot of cucking. Peter gets blocked by at least 1 or 2 people every time. And that's kind of the highlights. Last time I got Rendon taken from me, but it is what it is. All right. And the order.
Also, I'm going to say right now, if you draw Scherzer tonight, that's bullshit. We know you open the pack and you don't get him.
Okay, I hope I don't pull Scherzer. Let me get another pack real quick. But
if you read,
how many do you have left? I think I only have 2 packs left.
I have 4 packs left.
What the freak? How'd you guys?
Oh, I have three packs. One's my big pack from the first week. So,
Anyway,
If you look on the packs at the bottom, it says packs with a special insert may contain only 2 or 5 cards. I'm feeling I have a pack that has it's definitely thicker, so it's probably a full 7. Then my other 2 are a little thinner, so I'm like, do I want a specialty? Probably not for this. I don't know. Maybe I'll risk it.
so the order this week, Kasey's going to lead off
bombs.
for us. And then the 2-hole is going to be Jrob. I'm going to be batting third. And Pete is going to be our cleanup hitter for tonight.
I got the most power.
Big
so
Peter.
that's why you put me there in the lineup.
Bronx Bomber himself.
I got that Malik Smith speed, apparently. All right, well, let me open up my pack. All right, leading us off today, boys, we have yours truly. Oh, look at this. Who's that?
Stroman.
Stroman. Okay.
Ooh, hello.
That's a good lead off.
That's not a bad pull.
Sorry, I'm up. I need to open my pack. I was feeling going thinner, maybe get a good player. And I was like, not going to risk it, so I got to get my big pack, Come on. Here we go. Open her up. First off,
Is that the one with the special insert?
What is that?
baby, dude, what is this?
What is
What
that?
the hell?
Major League Mentos. What is this?
What, do you only have like one
Congratulations.
card
We
there?
have just yeah, and it's a team card. So the opening day Milwaukee Brewers. This already.
That sucks.
We just received a Major League Mementos relic card from the 2020 Topps opening day baseball. So that was the thick pack. So the thick pack wasn't freaking more cards. It was just freaking, dude, this thing's
Yeah, what is it? Is it
rock
like
solid, like an inch thick.
is it like a piece of somebody's jersey on there or what?
I don't know. It's got something in there. It's red. A little dirt. I don't
In
know.
there. It's red.
You see that?
Wait, so that's
Close
Devers. It's like part of his jersey or his sleeve that he was wearing that day?
Is that maybe?
Maybe. It looks kind of like it.
Well, do you have to open up
That's
another
freaking
pack
funny.
now?
I don't
Or are
know.
you just out?
It's up to you guys.
Yeah, what's
I'm
the-
You,
like,
you can open up another pack.
This is what we're doing, though, right here. You see this? The
If
freaking
you-
flip. That's what we're getting for that
If you're
Mariner card.
Brewers.
It's pretty dope, though. I mean, I like that, but what the hell?
Not for
So,
this
am I
format.
opening another pack?
Yeah,
Yeah,
open
go
another
for it.
pack.
Seriously?
Yeah, open another pack.
Do I pull another card?
Yeah. Unless you want
We
to
get
take
to
the
take
whole.
one. We get to take one player
I don't
away
care.
because it's your second
Because I
pack.
do that,
So
like, whatever you guys want.
whoever your best player
I'm not
is,
counting him,
is
am I?
cut.
Good pack.
Stay away from the thickness. That's what we learned tonight, boys.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah, you would know a lot about that, Peter.
Okay.
I was gonna make it your mom comment, but I will not. So we're trying to keep it.
Staying professional.
Trying to be a friendly podcast.
Ooh. Freddie Freeman.
Oh, okay, that's a
Freddie
solid pull.
Freeman?
I feel like somebody
Yeah.
had him already.
Wow. I don't think so. That's a great pull.
No,
All right, here's
I
mine.
don't think I would have had him.
Max Muncy. He's already taken. That's fine with me. He's a Dodger. Get him out of here.
The flip.
Alrighty, I got. Oh, Starling Marte.
Nice. He's on the
That's a good
Diamondbacks
one.
now, so that's not
I'll
updated.
take that. Definitely, my outfield is solid.
All right, you got
You
another
don't
one?
have Judge, though.
Snake.
I have Judge.
Snake.
Yeah,
Okay,
yep. Back to back. Snake draft style.
say that shit to my face.
I do have a good freaking first baseman
Soler.
finally.
Doesn't someone already have him or no?
No, that's a great
Hell
one. I love
yeah.
Jorge Soler. He
Let's
hit
go.
40 bombs last year. What?
Trouble. If we have a season, you guys are screwed.
We have a season.
I got
watch out.
Judge, so we're
I
fine.
like that one there.
Oh, Beaver Fever, boys.
That's
Shane
cool.
Bieber. Woo! That's
Okay.
my
Got
best.
all the believers out there.
Ah,
Let's
feels
just
good.
market
With
this as
believers.
a believer podcast now this week and get us some more viewers.
Dominic Smith.
Oh, from the Mets.
Yeah.
Nice.
He's back and forth from the minors, so he does Jack. So
Well,
that's a solid
he's
pull.
blocked by Alonso.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna pull Yasmani Grandal.
Whoa, heavy catcher. I think that's like all the best catchers have been pulled.
Oh, we lost Peter.
All right.
And then do I go again? Right?
Yeah, you're again.
Oh, Jake, you're gonna like this one. Tommy Pham.
Oh, baby, he's already in the.
Oh, I love Tommy Pham too.
Do you?
You
Used to be a Cardinal. Yeah, he used to be a Cardinal. Tommy Pham.
Yeah, he's on the
Boy.
podcast. Did they Photoshop him from a Rays jersey? Because that looks like that isn't a trop. That picture.
It totally is. That's totally in the trop, and he is photoshopped into a Padre. Look at this. Even like the SD on the helmet, if you can see that, it's like weird. It's not like actually correct.
At least they
And
tried.
it's like-
Starly Marte, they're like, keep him on the Pirates.
It's like a navy blue like helmet too. It's not even like an actual.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's funny. Was that 2?
Yeah, that was 2.
Yeah.
Nice. Jrob?
For me, my turn.
Yeah, your turn.
Sorry, I was reading the comment. That is, but here we go. Christian Walker from Arizona.
Nice. He had a good rookie year. All right,
First
my turn.
baseman.
Shane Bieber, definite keeper for us. We'll put him down right there. And oh, Roman Lariano. Nice. He had a good year. Look at that. Look at him robbing that. That's a picture. That's probably the best picture anybody's had.
It's pretty solid. Definitely solid. Oh, let's go, baby.
Oh,
Roldis Chapman. Woo!
Who?
Closer in the game.
I barely know her.
Closer in the game.
I've never heard of her, dude.
You've heard of her. Next
She doesn't
we
sound very
got-
hot.
Oh, shit.
No one cares about that.
Winner.
We're gonna move on real quick.
I got a
Overrated.
I got a squad
Yes!
going, boys.
Matt
Oh,
Olson.
I'm so
That's a
happy.
good. That's a good
Solid.
pick.
That's a nice pick.
Solid.
Whew, I'm pumped about that one.
Who's that?
That's another A. You're up, J-Rob.
Yeah, here we go. Jonathan Villar.
Jonathan VR?
VR.
Is he on the Marlins in that or the Orioles?
Orioles?
He's on the Marlins now. The Orioles said we don't want to pay $4 million for an actual major leaguer. Get out of here. And so the Marlins were like, we'll take him.
Oh man.
Alrighty, my turn.
Yep, back
Let's
to back.
see what we got going on here. We have. Oh, hey boys,
Oh.
we got Raymond,
Oh, my hell.
and then
Oh, my hell.
we got Josh Bell. Bro, I have so much power at first base. I need to make a decision. Who needs the first
Josh
base?
Bell already?
I don't think so. I'm so happy I already have Matt Olson. That's freaking awesome.
That's pretty good. Waiting on you, J-Rob.
He's just looking through, seeing which ones he wants to claim first.
Well, I was looking at my already pulled deck. Jorge Alfaro.
Oh, a catcher for the Marlins.
Ah.
Catcher, yeah.
Never heard of her. Shout out Alfaro.
He's solid.
I don't know if I have.
I don't have a catcher at all. All right, here we go. Is that a Dodger?
A triple.
We're not going to look at him. He's probably my best catcher, but we'll get rid of him. He's on the trading block.
They threw him away. He's not on the block anymore.
He's on
gone.
the block. It's Will
All
Smith.
right, I got. Did someone pull him?
Holy
this early?
crap, that's a great rookie card. That's probably the best rookie card we've pulled. Jesus Luzardo, he's insane. He's going to be so
Oh yeah,
good.
yeah.
What do you get? Oh,
Damn,
The
he's
A's,
getting all the
right?
steals tonight.
He's so good. He's going to be so good.
that's solid. That is solid. You
Alright, I
guys
think
are
it's your turn, Jake.
screwed. Nope.
Get it. Sit down there,
Oh,
Buckaroo.
baby!
Oh no!
Oh my god, dude.
Oh no!
He just trumped us all. That is a great segue for the rest of the
He's
episode right
He's
there.
got the best deck tonight by far. Best deck.
Damn. This is like my best
That's
pack I've
cute.
ever gotten, but he
You
went and
bitches
freaking
finally
got all
stopped
that.
stealing my cards and you got screwed.
Damn. Damn, Nolan.
Hey, Pete, my lineup will eat through your lineup, so
Yeah,
settle down there,
good
bud.
fucking luck.
I think
You
it's my
got
last
one
player.
guy.
Last player.
Andre.
Damn.
Andre.
Yeah,
Come on,
we're locking
dude.
in a Padre in the
Okay.
lineup. Let's go. And here quickly is my last one. Bang. Mrs. Met. Hey, Raymond.
Oh, not even Mister. It's Mrs.
It's the
Met.
Mrs. Hey, Raymond. How you doing?
My turn? Yeah. Oh, yeah. We good. Nelson Cruz. Do I have Nelson?
No,
First of all,
I think it's yours.
I mean, he's only been in the league 15 years, so he's what? He's still got another 12? Be solid. Probably hit 40 bombs.
Yeah, another 12.
Yeah. The ageless wonder. Is it my turn?
I believe so.
All right, for my last two, we got Tommy LaStella. Okay, I dig that.
He had a
Solid
really
pick.
good start to last year, then got hurt. I think he was like an all-star, but he got hurt and was out most of the year.
And then I got Nico
Goodrum?
Horner.
Oh.
No, it's Horner for the Cubs. If I'm saying that right. Sorry if I'm butchering that,
Is
but
it a rookie card? I don't know if I've heard of her.
yeah, it's a rookie card. So I got my shortstop, but who knows if he'll play over Javi. He won't.
Shout out Alfaro.
Oh, I actually might know who that is if you said his name right.
My last card is Throwaway. Billy Mays.
Willie Mays, that's not a throwaway.
Damn, yeah.
Well, I mean,
hang
like,
that,
it's
hang that bad boy up.
used for fantasy, I mean.
If you,
for
yeah,
San
that's tight.
You better not give Willie the flip.
Hey, you never gave me that Tony Gwynn card.
Ooh, I almost did. I didn't. I actually thought about that the other day.
I guess
Jake, you're done now, right?
yeah.
He's around here somewhere. Yeah, I'm done.
Okay. Jake G didn't follow the rules, just so everyone knows. Oh, Griffey.
Hey, can I have that if you don't want that?
That's
Give
sick.
me
I was
my
watching Griffey
goddamn
highlights
ice
right
cream.
before this.
Maybe you should have got my ice cream today, and you could have this shit.
Ooh, cold.
That's
This
cool,
actually
Peter.
says. Pete, did you pull your last card or not yet?
I think that was
Yeah,
his
I'm
last.
so. Damn it, Pete! I want that. I want
That's
that.
nice.
Actually,
card.
looking at this thickness card, it actually says this is a stadium banner from Fenway Park.
Oh, that's pretty dope.
So like the opening
So-
day banners that they put around the whole park?
Maybe. I don't know for sure. It just says stadium banner,
There you go.
like in small print.
With that's got Boston on it.
Interesting.
Anyway,
Right color, wrong team.
so I think the best player pulled from that entire thing has to be Nolan Arenado by far. Like,
Yeah.
and he is going to potentially be one of the mystery players leading into our next discussion, which is going to be the NL MVP. So last week and
Oh, you son of a bitch. I'll give you Turner for him.
Yeah, no.
Kasey's holding up his Aaron Judge card. But last week we talked about the American League MVP. And this week we're going to talk about the National League MVP, but we're going with a different format this time that we didn't really talk about last time. So we'll kind of go a little bit, tell you a bit more about it. So this time we want to just be able to discuss between ourselves more frequently than rather than just giving our spiel on our player and then moving on. We want to like try to hit the same players a lot. So we tightened it up. Each person picked one player and they come up with, they go and research that player. Each person can go look at that player that they picked. But the catch is, I don't know what they picked, as in Kasey, Jrob, and Pete. They all picked somebody and they shared between the three of them. And they're all going to present their NL MVP candidate to me and why they will win the 2020 NL MVP. And I won't know who it is because they won't share the name or like the team they play for. So it's just raw stats, raw like explanation of why, and then they can talk crap about each other because they might know certain weaknesses about a different player if they want to. But hopefully it just sparks more debate between us all. And at the end, I'll pick who I think would win the 2020 based off of their arguments, and I'll try guessing who each mystery player is. Without further ado, I think we'll go to Pete first. Peter.
Yeah.
Because I'm the smartest baseball fan.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, well.
my player, absolute stud. Better than anybody that's ever played for Jrob's shit
I've heard
exclusive
enough.
team.
It's Pete. Thanks everybody for tuning in tonight.
Damn it to hell. All right, well, that ended that discussion. No, my guy, stud, obviously. You know, talking MVP, you're obviously going to pick a really talented player. He last year hit over 35 home runs, just shy of 100 RBIs.
That's weak.
Okay, I mean, yeah. People definitely describe this player as weak. Definitely describe it as weak. 30 stolen bases as well. 80 walks. Hit over 320. OPS was over 1,000. And,
That's really, really good.
really, really solid defensive player as well. Not just bringing it on one side of the field, but hits for power, hits for average.
Pete, we're not talking about Tim Anderson this week. That was last week. Quit talking about Tim Anderson.
35 plus home runs, Tim Anderson.
Bat flip game can use a little bit of work.
Okay.
If I'm going to be honest, that's probably his weakest skill right now is his bat flip game. Hopefully he, stops in Chicago, gets some lessons, ups that. Then he can be on Kasey's monitor because, we all know Kasey's a big bat flip guy. If he bat flips or if he wears his hat backwards, that's Kasey's choice. So that'll help you eliminate your options, Jake. But yeah, so he's just like a stud, obviously, hitting for power, stealing bases.
He had 37 steals? Is that what you said?
He had, well, hold on, I got to find it again.
30
steals, okay.
30 steals, yeah. So he's bringing in every single asset of the game. A lot of people call Jrob a tool. This is a 5-tool player.
Oh.
Am I a 4 or just 1 or where am I?
Jrob is the biggest tool I know. I tell you what, I'll give him that.
So you're a
player.
Yeah, Jrob, he's been known to be called an 8-tool player.
That's pretty solid, Jrob.
30 player. I have 2 guys in mind that I think that might be
30 last year. Was an all-star.
I got a question for you though.
Yes, sir.
A question. Team aspect is obviously, and trying to make this just more of a discussion than everything. Not that you're not doing a great job, but the team aspect of it, how do you feel like their team will do? Because I feel, and I think we talked about this last week, with the AL MVP, with the Angels and with Ohtani and everything, but just like your team has to win, to be all-star. Typically, more times than not. Trout has obviously won it without them making the playoffs, things like that. But going for the team side of it, what's your fight or argument there? How do you feel about how they'll do?
I mean, I would definitely expect this team to make the playoffs, if not be at least really, really close to making the playoffs. So I don't think that will have a huge impact on dropping my player out of the race, because they will at least be in the running throughout the season that we hopefully have. Tell us when and where. But yeah, because they're an upper echelon team in the NL, so they definitely should make the playoffs.
But I
want to make a joke, but it would give it away too much, so I can't make the joke.
My thought on that is, I honestly think, if this is a regular 162 game season, and this is 100% straight looking at the facts, the team that this person is on, that he's on, and the division and everything. Again, 162 regular season, I think they miss the playoffs, and he loses NL MVP because of it. You have a really good player. Obviously, we're talking about NL MVP. But I think that would be the determining factor and why he wouldn't get it. Obviously, it's hard to say that with however many games it's looking like. Just with the latest news, it might be around a 60 or 70 game season. With that, obviously, anything can happen.
See, and with that, Jrob, I kind of disagree with you on that one. Not to because I might argue with my player here, but talk about Pete's player here. I think a 162 game season, I think he does win or has a better chance at winning than a shorter season. Just with the shorter season, it's all about, because kind of what we talked about before. It's like it's about streaks at this point. Like these shorter seasons, it's who's hot at the right time. And so I just don't know how the impact, because like he was super hot. I guess he's been hot all last year.
He was hot.
With Pete saying that,
Yeah.
but
hit over 320, hit over 35 home runs. I mean, that's a pretty hot
it's
year.
just, I guess, I think he wins it, but I don't know if I trust him in the playoffs. If that makes sense.
What
I mean,
that?
granted, there
That's
was.
That doesn't affect the
There's not a lot of
MVP
playoff
vote, but-
experience.
Yeah, there's a lot of
there
playoff
with him.
experience there.
But the
I
playoff
think it's
stage
what-
wouldn't
what I
matter
was
to the
thinking with-
MVP.
Jake, do you have an idea for my guy?
There's two, but based off of what you guys were talking about the team stuff, I'm leaning towards a different guy. I'm leaning towards a lefty quarter outfielder.
What I think, well, so before when do we want to reveal? Does Pete go and reveal then, or do we wait
No.
till the very end?
I think we should go. Everyone else should go through and then like kind of have a final say between
Go,
everything.
and then we can discuss. Okay. Who do we
works.
want to go?
But
Kasey,
so-
you want to go next? Oh, do you
Yeah,
want
Real quick about your
Okay, go
player. With what Kasey was saying, is what I was just talking about with the 162 games of the full season. Is I think shortened season, long season, no matter what, like he did last year. I think he's a stud of a player, and I think he does good no matter how long the season is. I just think in the longer season, the way the division is now, like the teams that are in that division as well, and their team and the direction they're going. I mean, it's not a bad direction. It's just I don't know if they've done enough, like help this player. I think they wouldn't make the playoffs, which would then cause him not to win the MVP.
hurt his?
That's what I was saying. Not anything with him, just more his team.
Cool. All right. Yeah, Kasey, I want to hear who your mystery NL MVP candidate is.
Okay. Well, my guy is a little more established in like the power numbers than Pete's guy is. He had 121 runs, which is second in his, I guess the NL. 170 hits, 34 doubles last year, 47 home runs, which is third. Had 95 walks, which was sixth in the NL. A batting average of 305. An on-base percentage of 406. And to go along with Peter's like defensive side, my particular player actually ranked first in fielding percentage and was second in outfield assists. So I kind of gave that away of what my player is on accident, but there's a lot of outfield I could be talking about. Runs created was actually a cool stat. He was second in runs created, so he's doing a lot more.
Oh, that's cool.
So I think my guy's a little more of a well-rounded player. I mean, the stats are right here. The stats kind of speak for itself, and this is just based on last year. I mean, obviously, players have better years. Peter's player may have had a better year than my player had in previous years, but
better career.
A better career even at this point. But as of right now, like going into this 2020 season, this is who I would have. And 156 games played, I mean, that's basically he's playing almost every day. I mean, with the exception of maybe a few rest days here and there. But and like 115 RBIs, 15 stolen bases. So he's not just like rounded on either like the outfield side or he's just an offensive like player. Like he's a well-rounded like 5-tool player. And I think just the presence of what he brings to his club, like they kind of rally around him and he's kind of leading at that point, if that makes sense. I think my player is more of like a team leader than Peter's guy is. My guy's also a little more like a flair though. Don't know if that's good or bad for the team, but I mean, I like a little more like outspoken leader, kind of like how Jrob is. So, I mean, the numbers speak for itself, Peter. I think my guy kind of outdoes your guy here. I'm sorry.
My rebuttal to your guy is your team has added some pieces over this offseason that might take away a lot of the shine from your player. What do you think about that?
So to back that up, he's played multiple positions here, and he ranks number one in each of his fielding percentage in all three of his positions. I mean, granted, a few of the positions he hasn't played a lot at, so he's more of a utility guy right now. But and the two main ones he does play, he's ranking in the top 2. So even with some added pieces, I don't think that
on his team, there's definitely a chance of splitting MVP votes with other players on that team. And then that hurts your player's case because, if you got other players that are MVP level players on that team, it's kind of like what we talked about with the AL.
But it's like you're trying to compare, at this point, you're trying to compare, obviously I can use an example because he's in the AL, but like Mike Trout, you're saying adding Ohtani and other players is taking away from Mike Trout's potential of winning MVP. No, I think either way,
week, though, it could hurt if Rendon comes and has a great year and finally gets the Angels to the playoffs. You can split the credit.
There's no way that Rendon's beating out Trout. I'm sorry. The only person that can do it is Tim Anderson, but Tim Anderson's not going to do it.
There's also no way that your player is Mike Trout, so that's not.
Yeah, but
that's not.
It's
a great example.
I think we kind of did. Yeah. We covered that for sure. I think after we go through J-Rob's player, I want to go through and break down, kind of how scouts break down players. So we'll grade out each tool from year 3, and then we'll have a discussion between the 3 of you guys, because you guys know who each player is, and talk about who has the best bat. So the highest batting average essentially, or who you would trust just average ball or bat to ball contact type of thing. Who has the best power? Who has the best arm? Who has the best defense? And who has the best speed? I think that might be fun to assign traits of each of your players to make one super MVP player. But your player is a very, very, very impressive, Kasey. Although I think I do know who it is. Jrob, do you want to give us your mystery?
Tim Anderson.
Yeah, damn it, Pete, stop.
I don't think if you add up stats from Tim Anderson's career, it equals that.
Probably not, but I love Timmy.
All right, are you ready for mine?
Hit me up, dude. Hit me up. Hit me some baseball savant stats.
Because I'm ready. Give you everything you need to know. So let me just, keep writing some stuff down real quick because I'm so ready.
Jake, just give you a heads up. My player is not Dansby Swanson. I know you're thinking that, but it's not.
Yeah, it's a guy that I love more than Dansby Swanson.
Okay, so my player.
Kasey, your player.
Again. Okay, so.
It's Dansby, quit it.
I'm going to start off. I'm going to go a little opposite. I'm going to start off the negative about my player. I'm going to address the obvious, and I'm going to go in return, or I'm going to go backwards. The obvious thing that would be brought up by my opponents of Kasey and Pete, putting the better person that represents the better team first, meaning Kasey's a Mariners fan, so putting him above Pete, Kasey's fan because the Mariners are better. You're welcome.
Shit.
This player is not on a very good team. They're not a bad team, but they're 100% not a great team. So that is this player's biggest struggle, or what would hurt this player the most in winning the MVP. Would essentially be not making the playoffs. So with that being said, this player is by far the best player on their team. And actually, I think with a number of factors happening, I'm not going to go into all that, but I think they actually make a really good push towards the playoffs, probably fall short. But because of that, I think this player wins the MVP. Taking them from where they are and then taking them that close just so shows the value, which most valuable player that this player has and contributes to the team. So going with some stats, let's look at this. So the WAR on this player actually 6.7, which is killer. Yeah, had 102 runs, 185 hits, 41 home runs with 118 RBIs. So comparing, that puts me that least amount of home runs by 3 and by 6.
Least amount of WAR.
Least amount of WAR. Most RBIs.
Which isn't dependent
least amount of stolen bases.
Most amount of stolen bases?
Least amount.
Least amount. out of the three.
Least amount out of the three. I'm comparing to three.
You're doing a great job.
Sorry to interrupt. Peter, what was your guys' war? Did you ever figure that out?
7.0.
Oh, mine's a 9.1. What was yours again, Jrob?
6.7.
Okay.
And then walk 62. So if that being
last
said,
in basically every category so far. You got a lot of ground to make up.
315 is second.
Here's my argument to like defend Jrob's guy is if you look at his lineup, like Jrob said, it's not the best team, but it's not the worst team. But he is definitely like probably there's no protection around him, especially where he bats in the lineup. I feel like it's easier.
That's what I was going to say about his walks. Is he has 62 walks, which is 18 which is 18 below Pete, your player, and is freaking 30 something below Kasey's. But with that, both of your players are on much better teams with much more around them. So my player's going to get pitched to a lot more. So he doesn't see as many walks. Interesting fact, he has the most RBIs, but same situation. Not as much around him. Like, guys aren't getting on base as much, and so he has to do a lot more. Obviously, home runs is stat is just one-on-one. Like, that doesn't have to do with anything except how much they're hitting. But he also had 185 hits, which is the most out of the three. Again, like that goes with RBIs, with like the walks he's getting pitched to. What is it? 588 at bats. Like he had a lot of at bats, but like he's having to put up the most. He had 102 runs, so he's also with less around him, not being able to score as much because his teammates can't produce. So unless he's hitting a home run, that like it's tougher for him to get in. So, and again, I mean, this all goes to it's almost a negative. If you were to, and obviously woulda, shoulda, coulda, you put this player on another team, on one of your guys' teams, he succeeds with, in my opinion, much better stats than either of your players would put up.
Much better
defensively,
stats?
Much better. Well, like, I'm not going to say like 20 more home runs, 30 more RBIs, but like, I think there would be a difference. Like, it wouldn't be like, wow, one more home run, one less RBI. Like, not like that. I think it would be clear in almost every category, minus a few that he's like performing more. Stolen bases, probably not. He has 3 compared to 30 and 15, so probably wouldn't win that one. But going to the defensive side, or I guess, defensive side, this player last year had 337 assists, was in 43 double plays, only had 9 errors, and then his runs above replacement, this is an offensive stat, was 70.
Machado was better in Baltimore, Jrob. Quit trying to hype him up.
Wait, could you say that again, Jrob?
Yeah, so offensive stat, runs above replacement, is 70. Defensively, his assist, he had 337 assists. He was a part of 43 double plays and only had 9 errors throughout the entire season. Let's see. Where did I want to go? But with it, he, in arguably, so one of the stats, he actually, or 2 things, he made the All-Star team this last year. These are narrowing it down a little bit, but also won the Gold Glove, which, if you know who's won the Gold Glove, it looks like he's won the Gold Glove the last, 6 years, 7 years, 8 years. I don't know if that adds up. 7, I don't know. He's won the Gold Glove almost every year. Oh, and he didn't win last year, but he's won Silver Slugger like 5 years in a row, ending that streak this last year. So he always puts up.
Didn't even win Silver Slugger.
4. My player didn't?
In his position. That's interesting.
Wait, I thought you just said he did.
I thought you said he didn't. My bad. I was confused. I thought you said he didn't.
I was like, what are you talking about?
So he has. He's won it the last 5 years and Gold Glove the last 7.
Sorry. He's won Gold Glove last 4, or the last 4, and then Gold Glove the last 7. Yeah. Oh, like obviously both sides are stellar. So, but yeah, that's my argument. Bring something. You guys got something for me?
Yeah. You guys got anything you want to attack him with right now?
I would say because you tried to argue about your guy's better, right? I would have better stats. My guy, just in case you want to know the league, what he led the league in last year: batting average, OBP, slugging, OPS, OPS plus. So pretty much across the board, hitting advanced stat categories, my guy led the entire league.
Yeah, but your guy, I feel like, has more protection, though. Like, if you look at your lineup where your dude's
I would definitely say he has more protection than J-Rob's guy. He has way less protection than your guy, and he, won all those categories too.
I don't know. I don't know if my. I mean,
that's
okay.
Shitting all over your guy because your guy has the most protection there could be. But yeah, especially this year.
Is it though? Because my guy was in intentional walks. My guy leads the NL. So obviously he doesn't have that much protection. If he's getting intentionally walked,
he does. He's
21 times.
He's better.
Yeah,
but
he's not getting
all sorts of protection.
There's 21 at bats right there that could have changed. That could have been 10 more home runs. There could be a lot more stat change in 21 at bats if you're looking at it that way.
10 home runs and 21 at bats.
Well, I know.
My dude had 47.
I know Kasey's player broke a major league record for the most strikeouts in the 2017 World Series. So there's a little hint to our audience of who that player is. But I want to go through and I want you guys to debate who you think has the best tools of the player rather than just talking some counting stats. Hear what you guys think of each player. We'll start with just the speed aspect. So pretty much the most straightforward thing. It doesn't sound like J-Rob's player is in this competition at all, but
my player doesn't have bad speed, but he's not freaking Billy Hamilton.
He's a different type of player.
Yeah. So who would you guys say has the best speed between Kasey's or Pete's?
I'd say my guy has the best speed.
Yeah, I'd probably give the edge to Pete's guy.
He had
on
30
that one.
stolen bases and 2 caught stealing.
Okay.
Yeah, I get the edge to Pete.
All right, so we'll get the Pete's legs on this player. What about his arm? Who do you think has the best arm? Probably strongest arm and also maybe accurate.
Probably mine.
I'm honestly probably going with Kasey's on that. You think?
Yeah, I feel like my guy has the strongest arm. I think accuracy wise, I think J-Rob has me beat, but I think as far as pure strength, I think my guy has the strongest arm.
I think accuracy too. There's some clips out there. Google them.
So Pete, what about your guy? Your guy is not in the same league.
I would say he's definitely upper echelon outfielder arms, but it's just not.
So to give you
guys bring to the plate
an idea for scouting grades, I don't know if you guys are familiar, but I'm sure a lot of our audience might not be or is, so they can correct me if I'm wrong. But scouts like to grade on a 20 to 80 scale. 20 is Billy Butler type of speed. The guy just can't run. He's terrible. And 80 is an Aroldis Chapman fastball. That's an 80, Hall of Fame type of thing. 80s you don't see very often. You see some 80s speed, Billy Hamilton's an 80s speed type of player. But then you go down from 80, and 70 is one of a perennial all-star. A 60 grade is an all-star. A 50 is above average. 45 is the middle ground, so that's where there's a league average, and then 40 is where you start to dip below league average. So it sounds like J-Rob and Kasey's guys are in the 70 grade range about.
For arm wise?
Yeah, arm wise.
Yeah, I'd say that. I'd say my guy's probably.
I'd say even Pete's player.
70s maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd say Pete's is up there too, but just not quite to the same level.
All right, very cool.
That's what Kasey's is bringing.
So who are we going with, Kasey or J-Rob's player? Are we calling it a tie?
We'll go Kasey. If both of them think Kasey's player, we'll go Kasey.
Okay. All right, and let's talk about the bat. Or no, defense. Let's talk about overall defense. So it's just kind of more focused on the glove. Obviously, the arm's part of it, but the arm is kind of graded separately. So it's just like kind of glove work. So whether that's an outfielder and like his range and how he can get to different balls, or if just like.
I still think defensively, I think J-Rob's player regardless takes this one. I think just pure like glove like defensively, like I think J-Rob's guys wins this.
So you can also factor in position here. So if it's like a position that doesn't get as many plays, like if it's either of you guys have a shortstop or center fielder, their glove is like valued more because they're in more of like a premium position where there's just more plays to be made kind of thing. But that doesn't exclude like a Hall of Fame glove at third base, which it does sound like J-Rob's player is.
Yeah, I'd still say J-Rob's player.
Okay, cool. And then we'll go to now bat. So just like pure kind of like contact. Like,
are we going more with power or
no? Power is a separate tool. So bat is just like I would say Rendon has a better bat than Trout does. Doesn't mean he's a better batter. I just think the bat aspect, he strikes out a little bit less. He makes more contact. He kind of controls the zone a bit better.
I think I gotta go with Pete's guy on this guy.
Yeah.
Or on this one. I think he makes more contact.
Yeah.
I agree.
I think I got the best contact hitter.
All right. We got a good spread of like different stuff right now. I guess Kasey's only got the arm. So now we're gonna go into power. Kasey said his guy had 47 bombs. So is Kasey's player the guy who gets a power tool as well?
My guy had 44 bombs. I don't know. That's a tough one.
Your guy had 44.
Yeah, I said 35 plus to try to throw you off.
Yeah, and then Kasey gave me a specific stat, and that's what.
Yeah.
I think my guy still has the power.
The thing I'm looking at, like with power, I mean, it is going back to stats, but just overall as well. Like, home runs are close, but RBIs are kind of separate. Like a little bit more, but that's more just like hitting. Maybe not hard, but
yeah. Let me check doubles and triples.
So your guy has a lot of RBIs.
34
you said,
and 3.
Yeah, mine has the most out of the 3.
Okay. Well, is there anything else you guys want to kind of go over or ask questions between each other before I select who my guy is?
I think I'm good.
I'm good.
Yeah, nothing.
So I've taken all in everything. Yeah, go ahead.
One last thing, sorry. Last thing I just want to say is Yankees suck, but I think we're good. Go for it, Jake.
You know how much they would have dominated the NL? They would have won every NL championship since the NL was
wouldn't know because they wouldn't know what to do with their pitchers because they couldn't hit. They've never seen a bat in their life.
CC would have hit. That would be fun. Anyways, I have considered everything. I enjoy the stats, and I really like the exercise going through the tools of everybody. I like. Well, Kasey, you just picked the wrong dog in this fight because I know who your guy is, and I can't pick your guy.
Yeah, I know.
And because he freaking added the NL MVP favorite to their team, by the way, you idiot.
Anyways, my pick is going to be Pete. I'm going to go with Pete's mystery player. And I think your mystery player might be Christian Yelich. Am I right?
Sir.
Yep. Okay. Yep. Kasey's is on a Dodger, and he's trash, so we won't talk about his guy. It's the reigning NL MVP, though. It's Cody Bellinger.
Say his name.
It's Cody Bellinger.
He kills you guys.
And then J-Rob's guy, I think it's Nolan Arenado.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah. Where would you rank their 2 and 3?
2 and 3, Arenado, Bellinger, the Dodgers.
Nice. Who, if you could have picked a guy, who would you have gone with?
I think Acuna would have probably been the guy I would have gone with for an argument because I think you saying the stuff, because I was debating whether your guy was Acuna or Yelich. I think that's the one that gave me the most confusion. I cheated a little bit. I went and looked up Bellinger's home run total just so I could pick that out if someone picked it.
Once Kasey said that, I was like, oh, you said.
Yeah, I was like, you said 47 home runs. I was like, yeah, screw that
guy. A little too obvious. That's why I was like trying to throw you off a little bit, but
yeah.
I was gonna try and go with Tatis, but I don't know how much
that would have been the way to go.
Because I haven't watched him. I've only watched like highlights and like I could have looked up stats, but I didn't know how to present him. Like I enjoy watching Cody Bellinger. Like you can hate me for this, but I actually enjoy Cody Bellinger as a player. I hate the Dodgers, but I do like Bellinger. So like I try to watch as many highlights of him as I can. So it's easier for me to talk about. What was that?
I said he must have a lot of cotton balls around to like, when your eyes bleed from watching him.
Yeah, no, like it was hard watching the Dodgers win, but I mostly like try to find the parts where Bellinger's hitting, or like I'll see a play and I kind of see how like how it unfolded to how Bellinger got like a throw out or an assist like that. But so I watched Bellinger a lot more than I've watched like Tatis and like Machado and whatnot. So I tried to like think of an argument for them, but I was more comfortable with defending Bellinger.
I mean, the way you went about it, like just counting stats purely, they're not going to stack up. Like Tatis, you're selling like the future package of what Tatis could be, and so that's going into a lot of like his tools and what this player could potentially grow into. You could talk about how he's very young and grows into it, but that could be also done with Acuna. But Acuna put together like a really good season, so you just would have had to go on a different route than just counting stats.
I looked this up just so we know. According to what the gambling odds, where the NL MVP favorites are, is
yeah, Pete.
Mookie Betts is favored right now at plus 5,500 or 550. Cody Bellinger is next at plus 700. Yelich is third at plus 750. Acuna and Juan Soto are tied for fourth at plus 1,000. Arenado and Tatis are tied at sixth at 2,000. Javi Baez plus 22. Bryce Harper plus 22. Chris Bryant plus 25. Freddie Freeman and Machado plus 25. And then it goes on, but that's like the top.
You're putting
10
Chris Bryant ahead of Machado of that one? I don't know about that.
They're tied, both plus 2,500.
So my player was actually going to be Yelich. Then once Pete said he was going to do his, it's like, but I think Yelich is, like.
I was between Betts and Yelich, but that's what I kind of like. I was like, Betts and Bellinger are going to split the vote, I feel like. I don't think either of them will end up winning.
It would have been dirty if all three of you picked a Dodger to argue and came with that.
That would have been funny. That would have been really funny. Next time.
Next time. Hopefully not.
But yeah, I don't know if you guys noticed, but two of the three we picked are on my card team now, so you guys are in some trouble.
True, you got Nolan.
You guys are in some trouble.
What? So, and this was actually, I think, a question posed just in our chat from your brother Jake. But who do you guys have more faith in, Mookie Betts or Cody Bellinger?
Ooh, that's tough. I worry for Betts to have the adjustment period, kind of like how Donaldson had. I mean, obviously, I think Betts is a better player than Josh Donaldson, going from like a different league. Because I remember when he was at Atlanta, he struggled really hard, and he was like, "I just don't see this pitching. I haven't seen this pitching or these pitchers ever, really." So I wonder if Mookie will have that same kind of adjustment period where like he hasn't seen NL arms, like he's never. I don't think he's ever faced Chris Paddock or. Well, it's not division, just other players in the NL where Bellinger has. So I feel like at starting off the season, I got to give the edge to Bellinger, but I think Mookie could turn it on. It really depends how he adjusts to the National League.
Yeah, I mean, I could also see pitchers not knowing how to get him out early either. Like they don't know how to put him away. Because that's what he was always really good at, is like he doesn't get out easily. And like he'll put up tough at bats. So if you don't know how to put him away, I think pitchers could struggle versus him a lot at the beginning.
I think he's gonna. I'd probably put my money down on Betts. I think a big thing is that it's also his contract year, and so he's gonna even push anymore. We see a lot of players have their career years when their contract's about to expire, going into their free agent year. And he there's no reason to think he should fall off. Like his health has been completely good. He put up a really impressive season last year. It just wasn't like a peak that he had like he did to take the AL MVP from Trout in 2018. But yeah, my money would probably be on Betts because I think he's probably a better glove. But he's going to be playing in right field, which isn't center, so that's a little bit worse. So we'll see if Bellinger makes some more mistakes potentially in center, but he was able to hold it down really well as well. So I don't know. It's gonna be weird to try to compare because this MVP season's gonna be. I think if anything, like the shortened season, there's like we've had our own discussions here. I've had discussions outside of this podcast as well. Like, would the championship be like kind of like an asterisk for teams if they win the whole thing? And a lot of us have said no. Like, we're gonna celebrate that thing if we win that. But I feel like the awards for a season might be more of like an asterisk type of deal. I don't know what you guys feel about that. Where it's like, oh, they only played 60 games. He got MVP. It was like, it wasn't 162.
I can see that. Like, I can see people saying, like, or their side of the argument who is saying, yeah, it is like more skewed because, like, look at a player. I mean, you can go either way, or like Jack Flaherty. Say he was hurt. Instead of just didn't have a good first half, he was hurt. Like, he doesn't win a young, or he doesn't win anything because he's hurt for part of that. The second half of the season is, I mean, this year they're going to play less games than it is the total amount for half of a regular baseball season. So it's just a shorter time. So obviously injury is going to take you out. If it's any prolonged injury, that's going to take you out probably almost no matter what any of award this year. But you can't, like, 162 games is a lot of games. So for you to be able to put up numbers and win, like or just MVP or Cy Young or whatever, I think that's a lot bigger. And like obviously in a shorter season, just because there's less time to put it together.
Right.
Obviously the numbers are going to be a lot lower as well because of that. I see people's points. I mean, I don't know.
It's like Yelich would have won it last year if it would, like, that were the case, because he was a hotter start and was like pretty close with Bellinger. Like, they were close throughout, but he got hurt, and that's what took him out of like the race essentially at the end, I feel like. Or that's at least one factor in the decision.
Yeah.
And one thing I'd look for, I mean, going to Yelich and Bellinger, I think Yelich should have won it. Even like,
yeah, I do too.
I mean, he had a better batting average, better on base percentage, better slugging percentage, better OPS, like second in home runs by 3, and he played how many? 26 less games. Like Bellinger's good, but I think Yelich should have won, honestly. But
all right, I do think to kind of like, I guess, play devil's advocate here. Yeah. I do think playoffs or team success does play a factor into that. At least with like how hot both Bellinger and Yelich were. I mean, I think just the drop off of like Yelich's injury kind of just pushed, like you guys said, pushed Bellinger ahead. Plus the Dodgers kind of just taking over the NL West. I feel like that played a huge role in it too. Just the Dodgers were basically locked in the 1st of September.
So I think that's pretty true what Kasey just stated. Like, I think the team factor kind of comes in a lot into the decision. But as a fan, would you guys hope that it wouldn't, like, it would be kind of separated? Because it's a player award. Should it be just like strictly player performance related? I think kind of Trout shows that it is more maybe player rewarded off of it. I think Cy Youngs have a really good way of being just like representing just like the pitcher, like the best pitcher. But I do feel what Kasey just said, like how the MVP can kind of feel like a player / team award almost.
I feel like every other sport, it is more of a team award. Like, if you're dominant but your team's not great, you're not gonna win. Or even if they're like average, like Westbrook had that one year, but it's a lot harder. But like, I feel like baseball is more of an individual team sport, so I don't think it should be as much of a. Because like you have King Felix that won that one year, Cy Young when he had like 12 or 13 wins, whatever it was. But like clearly he was the best pitcher in baseball. Yeah. And like Mike Trout, has won MVP awards, and his team hasn't, done anything with him yet. So I think some voters would have it like where the team success does impact. But like you said, if Yelich doesn't get hurt last year, he probably hits 50 bombs, like beats RBI cat, like he probably all the counting stats that he lost to Yelich, when you go to the advanced stats, he beat him in every single category. So it's like if he'd had more at bats, he would have got the counting stats to pass Yelich and all those, like, or to pass Bellinger and all those. Like, I think if he doesn't get hurt, he wins the MVP, even though the Dodgers are the more dominant team. So I had to think like team success has some impact, but nowhere near as much as it does in other sports.
I agree with that. I don't think it does have as much impact in other sports, or as much as other sports. I think it still does more than it should in baseball. It's like with, I mean, I don't know, with Yelich, I feel like even with being down 26 games, he's still right there. I think with that, he still should win. But going into a season like this, I feel like because it's a shorter season, team aspect is going to be looked on more. Like that's going to play more of a factor, which I don't think it should. I think it should be, and I agree with you, Jake, was saying like the Cy Young, I think does do really well with like solely focusing on the
DeGrom's
pitchers.
a great example last 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that a big switch happened when King Felix won, though. Like when Felix won that is, I think, when it became less of a team and more about like
I think
after that vote.
I think that year was also just saying like, hey, we don't care about wins. Like that's not a pitcher controlled stat. That's a team based like stat. So
and I think too this season, like when we know what the season's actually going to be, I can see it like impacting a lot more what I think about.
With the shorter season, do you think there's a chance for like a reliever who goes like multiple innings to like really work his way into the discussion more, because there's going to be less starts? So like maybe the reliever might have a heavier impact versus like a 162 game season. Like say a Chapman goes out and throws like a less than one, like he's just unhittable for like the 60 games. Do you guys think like, do you feel like the odds are higher?
Maybe.
You could see it.
I'd say the odds are for sure higher. Yeah. Likelihood, I wouldn't say a reliever wins. Get in the discussion. Yeah, I think that's possible. Like puts up, like someone just has a crazy good run. Like I mean,
exactly.
They put on a really good, like a first half or a second half of what a season would be, unhittable practically,
gives up
and
one
then,
run or something.
Yeah,
that'd be crazy.
Or like doesn't give up any home runs or something. Like very limited
for a 60
runs. Like ERA's killer.
Yeah, that would be crazy. I still think it'd be really hard because like I think there's going to be so few off days in the season, like built into the schedule, even less than normal. So like the relievers are going to have to take more appearances that they would normally make because they're not getting like a scheduled off day. So they have to like have team off days. So I just feel like the number of appearances that you can make in like a 60 game season is going to be like, but I definitely think there's a better chance. Like, yeah, if someone goes out and 0 home runs, like 2 runs all year given up, you know, like under 15 hits or something, like I could see it happening.
I wonder if it's actually almost going to be like a heavy offensive season. Like I just thought of this with Pete, what you're saying, like if arms are tired, like starting pitching, bullpen, like if those arms are more tired, like they're going to make more bad pitches. And then does that just cause for more offense? I mean, maybe not, but I think that could.
I think that could be true. And I think with the season starting right in the middle of the heat of the summer might lead to just a higher output to start a season just because it's not as cold as well.
And they're like, don't have the normal. I mean, there's going to be some type of like spring/summer training to like get back into things, I'm sure, but
not mid-season.
It's not going to be like the
what I saw in one of the tweets or whatever. I think it was shout out Jeff Passan who tweeted it. Spring training was like, it was starting at the end of July. It was literally 3 days. I was like, what is that going to do?
Goodness. If that's what happens, 3 days and get
that's season.
Yeah, starters need to get like 3 starts out there probably.
That's insane. 3-day spring training. That would, I feel like that would lead to so many injuries.
I think we're kind of coming up on like a hour-ish. So I think we'll kick it to Kasey. Kasey, give us some closing thoughts on how you felt about the NL discussion, or maybe another dark horse that you would suggest might win NL MVP.
Well, my darkest of horses that would, you know where I'm going. That's my darkest of horses. No.
Oh.
His counterpart in the NL, Dansby Swanson. Man, that guy can rake.
Boy,
has
you do know how to pick
the glove
dark
of a
ones.
god. I don't know how he doesn't have 8
Hard work.
gold gloves already. He's the best power hitter on that Braves lineup. Don't at me on Twitter. Nancy Swanson, everyone.
That's wonderful. And with that, that's going to be the conclusion of episode 6 of the Shaggin' Balls. Again, feel free to email us at shagginballspodcast@gmail.com. See if we can end the 6-episode streak. It's kind of not fair. We weren't really live on a lot of other things. But anyways, feel free to reach out. I enjoyed the discussion a lot today. I liked where it kind of went on. I wanted to like start talking about like who would you guys pick to start a franchise from the NL and stuff like that. And I feel like that would bring in Acuna and Tatis and just like some more youth into it, because I think all your players are great. But like if I ask that question just of the 3, it's probably either Yelich or Bellinger just based off of age, because Arenado's a little bit older, not because he's a less of a caliber of a player. But maybe that's the topic that we go into next time. But you guys, let us know who some of your NL MVPs favorites might be for this year that we didn't touch on. But with that, we'll say goodbye to the internet.
Fuck Jrob.
Go M's.